Yes, people, welcome back to Mission Podcast, and it's another episode of Kayfabe and Out, and we've got a full house for the first time in quite a while for this show. Joined by my very special co-host DK Danny, very special guests Headie, Hazza, and Lennie, of course, joining us today. It's first time back in a while. But yeah, we're just here. We're going to recap the week in the world of professional wrestling, more specifically WWE. But yeah, let's not waste any more time. Then let's start. Let's start with last Friday's SmackDown. A big event happened. Well, if you deem it big. Sami Zayn lost the United States Championship to a returning Ilya Dragunov. What did you guys make of this?
I mean, I thought this was a great match. It was a great way to get Ilya back into the company. He's been out since, I think, September or October last year when he done his ACL against Gunther. Bringing him back in a title match against Sami Zayn was, I think, it was great booking, and having him actually win here, which I didn't think he was gonna win. I think if you were gonna
Exactly.
introduce someone like Ilya back, you had to have him win, and like Sami Zayn, like I said, after like he'd put him over, so it was great booking. The match was one of my favorite TV matches I've watched in WWE this year, but for probably a top five quite easily. It's a great match. Both men, I think, had great chemistry with each other, and it was just, great match. And let's talk about Sami Zayn's US title run. It's been amazing. I think he's. Let me just bring you up. I think it's been the best since Cena's in 2015. I don't think that's a stretch to say. I don't know if you guys agree with me.
That's
It,
mad.
it was short lived, but he defended literally every week, no?
That
On
was ten.
SmackDown.
That was 10 years ago. That's criminal. I can't lie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, literally, Danny. Like, he only
Mm,
had the title for like, what was it?
So Cena, Ray Phoenix, Carmelo Hayes, Javon Evans, Black, Nakamura, Ilya. I don't think there's one bad match in this round. They were all amazing
No,
matches.
none. All great matches, 100%.
yeah, but you know it is. I think fans are kind of just sick of Sammy, aren't they? I think that's the reason why they've done this title change. I remember when
No,
Sammy
apparently
initially won it.
Sammy put the idea himself. Apparently, what I seen, like he told Triple H himself to put Ilya, give him the title. So
Which
fair
I
play
think
to
is the right
Sammy.
decision though.
Yeah, I agree. I
Mm.
agree. Bringing back someone like Ilya, can't have him lose, bro. The guy, he's generational, man.
But he looked jacked up.
Yeah, he
Remember
probably
that
has some
season
stomach, bro.
compared to
Hundred
last time,
percent.
he looked jacked up, bro.
Bro, these pets these guys be getting for pain, man. Randy came back the same. AJ came back the same. It's
He's on that
crazy, man.
Andrade juice. That
But yeah, I think Ilya's reign's gonna be fun. Just give him like literally like Sammy's in every week. Come out, have a fun match. This was the best part about SmackDown for the last few weeks. Sami Zayn's Open Challenge. The match against Cena I thought was phenomenal against Jamal Evans, Alistair Black even, and the Ilya Dragunov match. Even the Kamala Hayes match in there, all really good matches. So let's hope Ilya has a similar run.
I just want to pose a question to you guys. You see how they've done the US Open challenge with Cena, now they've done it with Sami Zayn. Do you think they should just make it an official thing now for the US title specifically? Every champion does an Open challenge,
I
like every other week or so.
mm, I think with a heel though, it's harder to do in it. Like
Yeah,
a heel's
that's
not gonna come out and actually say, "Oh, I want to defend my belt." Like a heel's meant to be cowardly, but like you said, with all the baby faces, Ilya now, Sami Zayn, John Cena, all these past guys, I think this belt, having the Open Challenge made it really special. Cena's run actually, I think cemented for a lot of people like Cena could actually wrestle. Before that, before 2015, people were like, "Oh, we don't know if Cena can wrestle." And in that run, I think it was Zorro, Neville, Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, Seth. All the matches he had were just banger after banger after banger, and and Sami Zayn
credit to
basically.
AI though. Yeah, I think what's it on two like weekly episodes. There's been three title changes. That's crazy,
Yeah, it's
man.
cooking, man.
AI is working, man. Shout out Chat GPT, man.
but you know it is though. You said what you said, Danny, about heels. It wouldn't work with heel, but you could do like the cowardly heel thing, yeah, where he pretends he's going to do an Open challenge and then he comes up with like a last minute excuse. Oh, I've hurt my knee or whatever, so something like that. Maybe it could work, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean the Open challenge has been good, but that's kind of concerning, man. That you said this has been the first good US title reign since Cena. That was 10 years ago, man. Like,
And I don't think if I'm actually forgetting it, but like the last one that actually stood out to me, it was definitely John Cena's and now Sami Zayn's. because there's been a lot of like media reigns with like 2, 3, title reigns which haven't really got anywhere. Like I think Austin
Didn't
Theory,
Bobby Lashley have a decent reign?
he did, yeah, a little bit. Then like Austin Theory held it for a bit, didn't do much with it. Logan Paul, Shinsuke, LA Knight was good. I'd give him that. I think LA Knight's decent little title reign when he defended against I think it was Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, and Jacob Fatu. I think he had a few good matches there, but like the real good one, he had like what's that, 7 matches there. That's that's a really solid, and it wasn't even the longest. I think he won it. I think it was it the Paris show he won it. I think the night before Clash in Paris. I think he won it there. So what? Just over a month he's been champion, a month and a half, and all them great matches. So yeah, more of that.
Yeah, I mean it's been a good reign. I'm glad you didn't stretch it out to like Rumble or Mania or something. But just want to ask you guys, where do you think Sami Zayn goes from here now?
I mean,
I
if
think
you
he wins the
guys,
Rumble.
that, but I don't know if you guys actually watched the match, but Solo Sikoa came out just before the end of the match, which might have cost him. So I could see a mini, match with
Oh,
Solo there.
brother.
But like Lenny said, Rumble is the most sensible direction. But I think because they've got a Saudi Mania the year after, they might just hold off to a Sami Zayn title win the year after that. So we'll see.
Ooh, yeah, that's good actually. Was there rumors about Chamber being in like Toronto next year, or were they bullshit? I
Chambers in
feel like I saw
Chicago.
something about it.
Chambers in
No,
Chicago.
I mean next. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the year
I
coming
thought I
up.
saw something about it in Toronto or
I
something,
think
but
2026 Chambers is going to be in Chicago, which of course makes the most sense
Yeah,
for
hundred
Punk
percent.
to win that,
yeah,
not either Cody. So yeah, I think the year after that's probably where we get the Sami Zayn, title run. I thought it'd be this year because Saudi was in Rumble, but Saudi's in Mania, which would be like a massive deal. You could have him, just long out and win the title there, but we'll see.
I think that's
Yeah.
the
To
move.
be fair, I think what you could do with Sami Zayn in that aspect is you could have him go on a story arc again, like Cody Rhodes wins the Rumble, but then fails to do something with it. I feel like every single person that wins the Rumble nowadays, it's kind of like you're forced to put the belt on them, because they've won the Rumble. Obviously, that was different with Rhodes in 2022, I want to say.
Free, 2023.
2023. 2023. I think it's. I think you're kind of like, that was the whole story around that. But you can give him the dopamine moment in Saudi. Then he could win the Chamber, I suppose, and that being like his last road to WrestleMania, and then does the business in Saudi. I don't know. I think that could be something that could be good enough, but we'll see. We'll see. I would like to see them pull the trigger quite soon on Sami Zayn. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's crazy though. How long has Sami Zayn been on the main roster now, and he still hasn't got a major title?
2016, so basically 10 years.
Yeah, it's long overdue, man. But let's see. We'll see what they do with him. Before we move on to Raw, another pay-per-view happened this weekend. I think only one person here watched it. That was AEW's Wrestle Dream.
He's not here. He's somewhere else. That guy. Whoever watched it.
I've seen some pretty interesting clips about from the I Quit match though.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Was he
Got his
was he in a
nails done.
fish tank or something with
Yeah.
like a plastic bag over his head? I can't remember. Darby Allin. I always see some like really crazy things about Darby Allin, and I just think this guy.
He's a crackhead, bro. That's what he is.
He's a crackhead, and like he gets in the ring with who I know is Dean Ambrose. I don't know what he's called in. I don't know what his alias is in AEW. John Moxley, yeah, that's the one. I don't really pay too much attention to that. So, but I just think both of them are made for each other. Like they're just complete nut jobs. Like yeah, and I always see Mercedes Moné, obviously Sasha Banks' alias, have like 11 belts now, and it's
12
just
now.
Yeah,
12.
12, yeah.
That's 12 now.
12 belts, bloody hell. Yeah, can't be like that's just nuts.
What do you guys make? Obviously, the John Moxley and Darby Allin, they're quite hardcore in it, like hardcore wrestlers. Especially that Darby Allin, bro. He's got a death wish. But John Moxley, what do you guys make of John Moxley that run in AEW? Do you think he's upped his level? He's shown WWE that what he can be, or do you think WWE were right to not invest fully in him?
Listen, as a guy who's not that high on John Moxley, I think he made the right decision. I think back in 2019, he made the right decision to leave the company, and he's done wonders since then. Like he's been the ace of AEW, I think by far the most. I think he's a bigger star than the CM Punk was. Just having a guy from WWE coming over that time, a main star in the company, part of like one of the best factions of all time, coming over and actually just solidifying AEW. Because I think without him, Cody and the Bucks would not have been enough. Omega, Hangman, you can name all of them. John Moxley was the first real guy, I think, who really solidified AEW to, okay, this is the second company, they've overtook all other companies. This is their place. I think he's had a really good run in AEW, to be honest. I think some of the work hasn't been really good. Like the Death Rider stuff, I don't think was really good until the culmination of it. But I mean, to say his run has been a failure, I think will be too far. I think it's too far. I think he's
I
been.
wouldn't say a failure, but like to me, even when he was in WWE, I wasn't too keen on him. Right, his character was a bit stale, which is not his fault. It's WWE's fault, but his whole like shtick was, oh, I want to go somewhere where I'm allowed to use weapons, do whatever I want in matches. But I don't know about you guys. I'm not a fan of this whole like extreme. Like, I like hardcore wrestling, ECW, and that, but the stuff that I see with AEW with these like I quit matches and death matches that they do is just like it's taking the piss, in my opinion.
No, I
Like,
think it appeals to a certain audience though. Like we probably say that it takes a piss, but imagine how people might have felt with the Attitude Era. People are slightly older, and we would have found it quite cool. So I think it's just a different taste. Like if I'm bored, I might want to sit there and watch a death match. Just something that's going to be chaotic, entertaining. And I quite like what they're doing from like an outsider's perspective. It's always something that makes you interested because there's always something big at stake. There's always like there's this kind of like how do I put it? It's I'm not gonna say back in the day, ancient Rome. You'd have like the Colosseum and stuff like that. People just want to see blood, or like they want to see like people getting beaten the shit out of. That's why people love boxing events, UFC, etc.
The only demographic AEW appeals to are bloody the redneck hillbillies, in my opinion. The rest,
Do you not think it loses like its touch when it's like a death
does,
match
man.
every other month?
Yeah, I know.
Like-
You can say that. Yeah, you can say it loses its novelty, but then isn't that what AEW is? Like, isn't that just not like the hardcore version of the WWE? Some people might like it, but the thing is that it's appealing to people who know that they're going to have the value in terms of being appreciated more for the risk taking and the stuff like that. Look, at the end of the day, all five of us sat here right now are pure out and out WWE fans, and we'll always like it. But it's always nice to see that other perspective.
You know what it is, Hazza? You know how the WWE rinses the bloodline and everything? I think AEW do the same with this shit. Like they just rinse death matches. And fair enough, it might work for a minute, but I just think at a point it gets too much.
Listen,
do
There's
you know
no
what it is?
uniqueness.
We're not the ones, but the thing is though, Headie, with all due respect, none of us sit here and watch AEW every week. So like, we're
Not
not
all,
really
mate.
there to sit there and give a valued opinion on that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, G, but
But I don't
just to
think
the
AEW
casual, just
itself
to the casual
knows what
wrestling fan, it's not appealing, man. You don't want to see that type of shit going on.
what was the
Yeah, but
Carpe?
if they try and pander to other people, then they lose the fans that they already have. So I kind of
Yeah.
get why they. It's
Just-
you're in a catch-22. You'd rather keep the people that you have, knowing that they're always going to
Yeah,
come back
that's
a lot
true.
more, rather than pandering to people that you know that you're not probably going to get, and then also lose the fans that you have. That's how
Good point, man.
WWE fucked up.
I think Hazza made a great point there by saying that I think in 2023 they went away from being this wrestling company and they went to do this more sports entertainment stuff. I don't know if you guys remember the MJF and Adam Cole storyline. That was pure WWE coded. It was pure WWE coded. It wasn't like that storyline wasn't like a wrestling company putting great matches on and all that. It was basically sports entertainment, right? And I think 2023 was probably one of the weakest years because they went away from what made them the AEW, like a wrestling company putting on great matches every year. You could say the storylines on the best always, or the matches that Rush put together. Tony Khan's matchmaking, booking ain't elite, and I think he does need help, and he's too stubborn to ever be that guy. Like, okay, yeah, I need help, but in 2023, that's what really I think was driving the fans away. The inability to keep being a pure wrestling product and try to culminate what WWE was doing. I think part of that was MJF because MJF's let's be honest, he's a WWE guy, but all right. we're gonna see
Yeah.
MJF in the company sooner or later. It's just gonna happen. And I think he did have input in that. And again, I think last year and especially this year, they've gone back to being, what they've always been, a pure wrestling company. You don't need to do this sports entertainment stuff every week, which I think is better, right? You have this hardcore audience, you cater to them. You don't need to, cater to other audiences which might lose your current fans. You keep them and you build on it. And I didn't really have a problem with the John Moxley and Darby Allin. I didn't watch it, but I thought the whole concept and I quit match, it was okay. Two, I think, the good wrestlers having a good match, I think was fine. So yeah, I feel like keep your main audience and don't cater away from that. One thing I didn't like was though Sting retired last year, and they bring him back every time. They bring him back every time. It's just kind of slowly loses appeal, right? Like you don't need to bring him back every time for a Darby Allen match. You just feel like they're rinsing it.
But you know what it is though with Darby Allin, yeah. I remember in that 2021 year when AEW was like when Punk came back, I was watching it for a bit, yeah. And Darby Allin was touted as one of the four pillars of AEW, etc., etc. Bro, 4 years on, he still hasn't touched the world title. Like, I don't get what their plan is with him. Like, is he just a spot monkey? Like,
Apparently, the plan was to belt him up this year, but he went to, his adventure. He went to Mount Everest, and that put a hinge in plans. So it is what, isn't it?
But yeah,
but
no,
let's move on then from AEW. Moving on to Monday Night Raw,
Oh,
starting
you
the show.
missed. You
Carpe,
missed
just before
another
you talk,
part on SmackDown.
yeah, I was gonna say the main event of SmackDown. Yeah,
Oh,
let me just talk about this. So basically, it was meant to
Danny's
be,
message, I seen it in the group chat. You
it
were
was
going
meant to,
crazy.
it was meant to be Jacob Fatu against Drew McIntyre to see who faces Cody Rhodes. I think it was starting a main event, but of course Jacob Fatu picked up an injury, something to do with his dentist, I think. So he'll probably be off for a bit. And then
it's
it was
dangerous.
rumored. It was rumored the match is gonna be Drew McIntyre against Cody Rhodes in the main event, right? I was like, okay, that's weird. And then it came to that, and I don't think I don't think it was Drew who actually attacked Jacob Fatu. I think they could go deeper into that and do maybe Randy Orton attack Jacob Fatu or something like that.
Punk kick.
Yeah, I think that would be great, and I wish it is Randy Orton who actually attacked Jacob Fatu. Going into the match, right, it was a really weird match because Cody Rhodes comes out in his suit, right? This guy comes out for a wrestling match in his suit with Drew McIntyre in the ring. And the match, I was like, okay, is something gonna happen here? Are we gonna get title range? I mean, I was so stupid of thinking we were gonna get Cody Rhodes lose the belt to Drew McIntyre out of all people, right? And the match happening, and it got to the last 2-3 minutes, right? And then Cody Rhodes goes out. I think he grabs his belt and hits it with Drew McIntyre. I mean, what was that booking? What was the whole point of the match? It was
What this is,
absolutely
yeah, is laying the
nothing.
foundation for a heel turn. Hear me out, yeah. I think Cody's attacked Jacob backstage. He's trying to
No,
pin it on Drew.
I don't think it's Cody Headie. I'll be honest with you. I
No,
think
look, I'll tell you something, right? Week after week after week, we kind of get bored with the same sort of ending and stuff, and how belts aren't defended on TV shows. I'm quite the opposite, actually. I kind of like the concept of. I like the concept. The way it was delivered, I was a bit like, bro, something crazy could happen, a sort of thing, because you get lost. You get lost in it. You don't think about what's going to happen here, there, everywhere, and I just found it so. I found it cool. I guess I thought it was pretty decent. I wasn't.
I'm with you there, bro.
I can't. The thing is, right? You can have generically booked shows that have superstars, following the same pattern and formula and stuff. You kind of shake it up a little bit, and you think, well, what have we got here? We've got the undisputed championship being defended on Friday Night SmackDown, and the potential and the jeopardy of losing it because Drew McIntyre is battle ready whilst Cody Rhodes is wearing a suit. Like it's wrestling. It's wrestling. How can you not love it? Um, and then Cody with the belt shot, like that was well.
I didn't expect that from him, I can't lie.
Nah, but I didn't think Drew McIntyre was going to get himself disqualified. So I think the only
You know,
reason I'm
Hazza,
shocked
you know
is
what was crazy? There was no countouts. Like, they were both outside of the ring for, like, a good 2 minutes. So,
no,
was the
because the
match even
match
made
never
official?
started.
Yeah, that's what I
The
was...
match never
Yeah.
started at that point, and then they rung the bell, and then they
Okay.
started wrestling.
Oh, I get it now. No,
listen.
like you
I
said,
know.
though, it was odd.
I was gonna say, look, listen. Cody Rhodes getting the belt and hitting Drew McIntyre is fine because it's Cody basically showing heel antics, which I don't get why they're doing right now when that heel turn is not gonna happen for another year or two. So just if that's the logic for Cody doing it, it's kind of stupid to me because we're nowhere near a Cody Rhodes heel turn. So what other motivation could Cody have for getting the belt? First of all, putting himself in the match. First of all, putting himself in the match to face Drew McIntyre, and then when he's in the match, just getting the belt and hitting with it. Like, where's the logic? If
I think that's
anyone,
kind of the point though, because he's like this fighting champion, Cody, yeah, and he will take anyone on. He's kind of like over his head, accepting the match pretty much, and then obviously he's in a suit, so obviously it's kind of like an on like an in the moment decision to take the match, whatever. And then he's obviously during the match, he's kind of like, shit, I've got myself in this kind of predicament, and then he's just thought, fuck it, let's just end it here. But it is a bit weird. I do agree with
yeah,
that though.
I
But
don't
it's
think
kind
it's
of
that. Though. I
stupid.
think he genuinely, the way that his character comes across, he does not. The character in a just doesn't like McIntyre at all. It's a really big disdain for McIntyre, and it's like, okay,
good
I'm
keeper of
going to have
table,
the
to be
match
fair.
because I'm giving the people what they want, and they want to see Drew McIntyre getting beaten the shit out of. And then all of a sudden, even when McIntyre, when Cody was down, Drew got back up, and then Rhodes had the belt shot. I just thought, well, this is the first time I've actually felt some sort of like appreciation for Cody's character because it's him waking up to the fact that, well, I may be a champion, I may be a fighting champion, I may be doing something for the people, but ultimately I still don't like this guy. So,
Yeah,
I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that he doesn't get what he wants, essentially.
I get what they were trying to do, but I felt like the execution was really off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm pretty okay with it. I'm pretty okay with it.
But
It's something new
anyway,
from Cody, though. I think that's the whole point. Like his character development. Like this is a side of Cody we've hardly seen before. So it's exciting to see what happens in the future. But
I mean,
I
we
don't,
said,
I don't, I don't really understand it though, to be
yeah, I
honest.
mean, we said this
yeah,
about
I'm with
Cody's
you there,
character.
bro. Like
We said this about
seems
Cody's character at the start of this year, right? Like, he's basically losing his head because he's got this championship which weighs on him. He's losing all his friends, and then they just drop that story. So I just don't want them to do the same thing here. But who knows, man?
Yeah. But
I
anyway,
blame
let's
AI, bro. AI booking.
let's move on to Monday Night Raw then. Seth Rollins has officially vacated the World Heavyweight Championship. It seems as though he's torn his rotator cuff. Yeah. What do you guys think of this? How long do you think Seth's going to be out for?
A shoulder injury, I think he's off for at least 6 months. We could see him back
Yeah.
Raw after Mania. I mean, it's really similar to 2015, right? Like, he got his first major push, won the briefcase, cashed it in, and then got injured, had to drop it, and then they crowned him the champion. So I mean, it kind of sucks for him because I feel like the last few months, weeks, especially with Cody, he was like really getting deep into his character arc, and that match against Cody, I think, was great, and it's just really unfortunate to pick up another injury. I just hope he doesn't do any more stupid moves. He's nearly 40 now. Just drop these stupid moves and just kind of adapt his style to. Because I think he can still go in the ring. We've seen Seth for the last 10 years. He's great in the ring. Just don't do any stupid moves because without that move, that match is still a great match, right? Like, there's no need to do that stupid. I get why in Kayfabe you're doing it. You're trying to prove a point. Like, you have to basically go to the ends of the world to beat Cody Rhodes, which you haven't really done before. I get that, but again, that's not a move you should really be doing when nearly 40 with injuries all over your body
Yeah,
and
please. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I think it's just the entertainment. You're a wrestler. You do it in the moment. You set up the move. You get injured. Shit happens. That's it.
that shoot. Yeah.
Oh. But
it's
that
not like
injury,
Shit
it's not like
happens.
it's had.
Shit happens.
it's
Yeah,
so
Shit
it's
happens.
so unfortunate because it's not only halted his momentum, it's also halted divisions as well.
I
I
think
don't, Eddie, I agree with that.
it's done the
I
opposite.
disagree with that, to be honest.
I think
I,
it's accelerated division,
I
which is a good
disagree with
thing.
that. I'm gonna say, yeah, just talk about this Vision heel turn last week. Not heel turn, well, a turn on Seth. Braun Breaker's turn here was excellent. I thought it was phenomenal. Everything about it. This is your next star, face of the company. You catapult him into stardom. Turning on one of the biggest stars in the company who had the belt is perfect, right? Everything about that was perfect. You go into this week in Raw, he walks in with the champion looking like a complete
Oh,
like
he
bad
looked like he was a
He
world
looked
guy.
like
champ.
a dot.
Or he looked like
Like he
Batista
suited
from
him
back in
so
the
well.
day. I don't think wrestlers look better with that championship. I think in like the 4 years
The
without the
big
championship
gold.
is, I don't think he's look better than anyone in that championship. And then he just hands over the championship. Adam Pierce says you're out of the battle royal, and Jey Uso wins, and I'm like, what
So
what is going on here?
uh,
Like, really, what is actually going on here? You had the chance here to just give Braun Breaker the belt. I don't care if your plan was to crown him a mania next year. You give him the belt, and you give him the belt right now. He will have as much momentum as he does right now on turning on set than any feud we do for him. He could be Roman Reigns and then become champ, and that will not do as much as the angle that did last week for him. I just find this so bizarre, and it feels to me, yeah, that this Vision turn was never the plan before Seth's injury. It was a really last minute thing, and the company and Triple H has gone right now. Okay, I don't want to change my plans. I still want to crown Braun Breaker when I want to crown Braun Breaker. I don't want to crown him right now, and I'll just let's pivot to Jey Uso or CM Punk, one of the other big baby faces in the company. Let's kind of drag it out, and then we can eventually crown Braun. Seth can come back, they can feud, and Braun can win again, and Seth can put him over. Great. That's what Triple H is thinking in his head, right? And it's so stupid because by that time, who knows where Braun Breaker is going to be? I have a bad feeling they're going to put Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed back in the tag division. It was looking that way, and I just hope they don't do that. And it was I was so pissed when I woke up today because I didn't watch this full show. I fell asleep like 1 hour into the show, right? I woke up just before work and I was watching the main event. I was like, why is Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed not here? Because I didn't watch, when Adam Pearce actually the show. And then I just see Jey Uso in, and I was like, what is happening here? And then I went back and watched, Adam Pearce saying, they're both not in the battle right. And I thought, this is such a missed opportunity. It I wouldn't say it ruined that 10 last week, but it kind of halted it, and they could have done something better, man.
Did you
That's
see the
Just
segment?
backing up your point there, though, Danny. Like you said, don't know if you guys saw it, but the Paul Heyman interview that he did with Bron Breakker backstage,
I was
like
just
he was
about to
saying,
say, yeah.
yeah,
I,
he's
I
just
didn't
saying
see
like,
them.
put your trust in me, and I'll make something work. I think they still are gonna go with Bron Breakker having the title, but don't know when it's gonna be.
I
Now,
seen the Becky Lynch and Paul Heyman, which I thought was really good. I
oh,
thought
that
Becky
was
Lynch is a
That was
great.
incredible.
That was phenomenal. Yeah.
Do you know what it is, Danny? It comes down to, I'm telling you, yeah, generally they booked that what they done last week for a viral moment. It just doesn't make
And
sense.
because Seth is injured, right? Yeah.
I genuinely believe they've done it for a viral moment because, like, they've just exposed themselves really, haven't they, this week? Listen, I don't have a problem with Jey Uso winning, guys. I think Jey Uso has been the best part of
Yes. Yeah.
I
the
do.
past month or two, yeah. So, and I like this. I like the direction they're going in with Jay, like teasing the heel turn. So, I'm not against it, but the way they wrote Bron out of this match was fucking retarded, innit?
Yeah.
It's fair enough if you don't want Bron in the match, yeah. But couldn't you think of something like, I don't know, maybe Seth coming in, attacking Bron with the steel chair, something like that, to write him
No,
off.
no, no, no. Actually, I'm gonna flip the script a little bit here and actually
I just
counteract
flipped the
everything you guys
script.
have said in a really the Chat GPT script in a really deep, thoughtful way. So Bron Breakker acted upon his own volition, and so did Bronson Reed last Monday when they took out Seth, and Paul Heyman had no choice but to out the way out the way he did. They took the belt, etc. Bron Breakker said to Adam Pearce to say please, and then Pearce took the title back. And then obviously Pearce beat him out the match. But isn't this just a case of now Paul Heyman actually having to mentor these two guys to make sure that they don't mess up again? It's an action of the consequences that they've done. No, 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 no. I know you're nodding. I know you're shaking your head there, but ultimately the way that they could write this is saying these are still two raw superstars. Like in terms of their inexperience, like would any of these superstars treated the general manager in that way and not been booted out of that match, and they still would have kept the opportunity to therefore then partake in the match? That's where Paul Heyman might be like, you know what? It goes back to the segment that Paul Heyman had, and he'd be like, you know what, guys, just make sure that you're not taking the piss out of the person that's gonna, put you in these matches, etc. Sort of thing. Like I personally think that there's something they could do with that. Like, they become a little bit more thoughtful with their words, so they're able to be better politicians as well. Like Paul Heyman's pulling the strings, but ultimately, Bronson and Bron have to kind of like, play the game a little bit. Like Jey Uso's been playing the game for a long time. CM Punk's been playing the game for a long time. That's why they're able to get the opportunities to ensure that they get into these title matches. I think if Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed kind of learn how to tackle the nuances of the politics side of things with Paul Heyman backing them, then this thing won't happen again. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I
Yeah,
get, I get, I
I
get where
I
you're coming
agree.
from.
You know.
But I think there's a better way you could do that. Why did Bron not spear Adam Pearce and have him suspended? Would that not have been a better way to just write him off then?
Do you know what
If
it
you
is?
want him in the
Like,
Battle Royal?
I get what Hazza is saying, yeah. That suits a character like a Seth Rollins or a CM Punk. It doesn't suit guys like Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed thinking with their brains. These guys are just straight brawn. They're like,
Oh, no. I'm saying that they need to. If you're going to be a top guy in the company, you need to then become that person. You can be.
Brock Lesnar.
You
Brock
can-
Lesnar was a client of Heyman, so he'd have never done that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because he learned when to shut up and not talk. That's why. He had his advocate do everything
How
for
many
him.
times Brock attacked authority members and referees and stuff? That's some of the similar route you got to be going with Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker.
Okay, but then has Brock Lesnar not commanded that same amount of respect though?
What do you mean?
Okay, so he attacked Corey Graves the other week. Like everyone knows, oh fuck, it's Brock Lesnar. With Bron Breakker, he's easier to control because he's a lot younger. You're saying that these guys, okay, either Bron Breakker goes two ways. One, if you want to be a top star, you need to learn how to play the game, be a bit more smarter in your way of thinking, whilst having the advocate of Paul Heyman basically backing you, or you gain enough respect and smash the shit out of everyone that no one will say shit to you. Bron Breakker isn't on that level at the moment. That's why. He can be a main event star, yes, but there's those little 1%ers that make him that extra mile. A WWE won't think like this. That's why I'm thinking like this. I'm just thinking that next time, does Bron Breakker behave and not do shit like this again? It was great for the moment, don't get me wrong, but
Okay, Hazza, but would you have not 10 on Seth if he was quote unquote smart? Because that was
but
like
I'm saying he isn't smart. I'm saying he isn't smart at the moment because I'm saying he isn't smart, which is why would you listen? Go to a workplace, right? Would you treat your manager like that without expecting any consequence? Adam Pearce sucked it up and realized it. He said, "You know what? F you, get out of here."
I think the point me and Carpe are saying that it suits a guy like Bron Breakker to be that kind of guy, in my opinion. Because
Yes,
would you
of
have
course,
10 on
of course, it suits him to be that kind of person. But you realize that he fucked up his opportunity, so therefore he has to learn better for next time. He's even said afterwards, "I've got a lot to learn."
And also with the Paul Heyman thing, yeah. Even in that promo where he was like, "I nurtured Brock, I nurtured Roman, and I can nurture you." If Pierce doesn't kick him out of the Battle Royale and he wins it and then he beats Punk, Paul Heyman hasn't really done much. Like that whole speaking to him means nothing really because what has he nurtured him to do? Nothing.
listen,
So then him talking to him about it and getting kicked out of the thingy, now he can nurture him to calm down a bit more. And then when he does become champion, you could then use, okay, Heyman then nurtured him to become a champion. Otherwise, he wouldn't. If he just won the Royale and beat Punk in Saturday Night's main event, then it's got nothing really to do with Heyman because
I get where both of you are coming from, 100%. But this nurturing should have been done when he was with Seth. Now he should be his own made man. But of course, Seth's injury, you can't control that. That just happens. And of course, you have to go that way. But I feel like,
Danny, just check what I sent you on Twitter.
yeah, 2 minutes, I'll check that.
I think it made sense though that he was like this massive just don't care brute because he was under Seth. He was like Seth's lackey, so he wasn't gonna have any chill. He was gonna go out there and batter everyone. But now he wants to be his own guy. He needs to calm down a bit more so he can be that top guy and become champ by
Yeah,
himself.
I just feel like they didn't nurture him enough with him and under Seth, if you get what I mean.
To me,
I get you.
him sparing Seth is his moment of saying, "Fuck you, I'm doing whatever I want."
Exactly, yeah.
Him to then next week bowing down, saying, "Okay," it's a bit of a cop out for me. I think Bron. Obviously, you guys have made this point of Paul Heyman being this guy that nurtures talent. He knows how to talk to people. Yeah. Why not do something more interesting? Make Bron Breakker his first ever client that just doesn't give a fuck and doesn't listen to him. Make him stand out. He's that wild. Even Paul Heyman can't tame him or talk to him.
I mean, we could still see that. To be fair, he could next week. We could easily see him Bron just like not happy he wasn't in the Battle Royal and he's just absolutely fuming at Paul Heyman, and then something happens there. Obviously, we don't exactly know, but
I'd rather see something.
I don't think we will, but.
Where Paul Heyman, this guy's so that much of a maverick, even Paul Heyman can't control him. Like, it would be an interesting story to see because Paul Heyman's always the guy that's in control. He knows what's going to happen. What if we flip it and for the first time, Paul Heyman's doubting himself?
Maybe Paul Heyman brings in Brock to try calm him down and slap him down a peg or two. I don't know. Paul Heyman could do that. I don't want to see it, but
I wouldn't mind
if he won't calm down, he'll bring Brock in and he'll say, "Well, this guy will teach you a lesson," and then you could have them two have a match, and we'll see.
I just feel like they missed the moment of just crowning Bron. I think, in my opinion, if I was a booker, if I wasn't Triple H, one of the best bookers ever, I would have actually crowned Bron Breakker. I know Saturday Night Main Event isn't where you want to really crown someone, but I would have done it, man. I would have actually just had Bron Breakker win,
No,
maybe hold it until.
there a point of doing that heel turn last week if you're not going to put Bron in the title picture immediately.
Exactly. That's my whole point about it. Yeah.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point. I'm just looking at it from I'm looking at it from a more nuanced perspective that, I don't think a lot of people see. People think you can see it as black and white as that, and that's quite fair. I'm just looking at it as more, okay, the vision is to get you into a main event superstar. Let's make you the face of the company now. You can't really be the face of the company if you're just going to be brawling the shit, like brawling the shit out of everyone. Otherwise, you're basically an AEW kind of guy. You need to appeal to everything as well. That's just me anyway. So Jey Uso winning the battle royale. Thoughts, opinions?
I like.
I'm fine with it.
I don't. I've been impressed with Jay. I think his TV matches over the last 6-7 months have been honestly great. He's been one of the best parts of the show. But I just feel like it doesn't make too much sense when CM Punk pinned him not even 2 weeks ago to become the #1 contender.
A week ago, yeah.
A week ago, you could have made it LA Knight, and he could have been like, "Well, you didn't pin me, CM Punk, and you pinned Jay." But again, when I watched it, I was like, "Really?" But like now, I'm not too fussed. I feel like they could have went with LA Knight because technically CM Punk didn't pin him, but I don't
I
know.
think regardless,
Storytelling in that match, though, especially with Jimmy saving him multiple times.
I do
Whenever he
like the
came.
Jimmy stuff though.
I
Yeah,
think regardless, Punk is gonna become champion. I think Punk
yeah,
is
yeah.
gonna win the belt outside a main event. Maybe you don't want LA Knight losing another title match, so keep him out of it for the time being. Have Punk win, and I think Jay losing for his arc is amazing. I don't know how he's gonna lose, but it just gives him more of an edge, right? Like he's gonna become closer to turning heel. I think having him win that belt would have just dropped the whole, not dropped it, but kind of been like, okay, what's the point now? He's got what he wanted. But I think with him losing the belt against someone like CM Punk, getting pinned again by Punk is, really good for his arc. So, I mean, I think the match will be fine. Nothing amazing, but it'll be a solid match.
Part of me really wants them to, in a really strange, dark way, just to go the other way, and just in a way, like you talk about capitalizing on moments and stuff. Well, Jey Uso being corrupted by the world title could be a decent arc you go on.
Yeah.
And then you could have you can have the Jimmy and Jay story. Roman comes back. CM Punk and LA Knight kind of have a blood feud, but it makes the most sense, obviously, to have CM Punk win the title. But I think the reason they put the match for the way it is because it's Saturday Night Main Event, it's on Peacock or whatever, and they're trying to appeal to as many casuals as possible. And Jey Uso is someone that can be really interactive with the crowd and with people at home, etc. Like, Jey Uso is more of like a friendlier face, but to people, and obviously CM Punk is CM Punk. So,
By the way, do you guys have any clue what they're going to do for Survivor Series? As in all the big stars? No,
No.
At
picking up.
first,
no, yeah, I think we
no.
can talk about that in a bit more depth later.
Just touching on Jey Uso winning it. I know there's been a whole hoo-ha online and everything. People are like, I think people are blowing this out.
Well, the internet is fuming, and it's so much
Yeah.
more than they should be doing. It's stupid.
Jey Uso winning has so many benefits. Jey Uso CM Punk is a way more interesting matchup than CM Punk versus LA Knight. Like, can people just give up on LA Knight already? It's not gonna happen. Like, we're still trying to force this thing to be a world. He ain't that guy, bro. Jey Uso is miles ahead of him. Yeah?
Man said Amanat.
But listen, Jey Uso, WWE are in a win-win-win position here with the Saturday night's main event. A, you have CM Punk win the title, and he has, CM Punk is more than reliable to become a world champion, right? B, you have Jey Uso maybe turning heel. They pull the trigger, and he becomes the world champion. It's very exciting. And C, Punk wins, and you plant the seeds more for the Jey Uso heel turn, adding the tension, maybe doing it later down the line, but you tease it. Like, 3 great scenarios come out of this match. With a match like CM Punk LA Knight, it's just a predictable CM Punk win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people need to calm down a bit and like this is there's much better storytelling in this match than there is with a Punk LA Knight. Do you know what I mean?
And I'd also like to say that he's actually, well, it's actually more believable this time if Uso beat Punk. And the reason it's believable is because he's got an edge towards him. When he was going up against Gunther and he made him tap out, I was thinking, fucking hell, this is shit. This now makes me think, okay, Jey Uso's hungry. He needs this. It's not because he's the man of the people. It's because he wants to step up because of Big Uso and stuff. Do you know how more intriguing that is to someone that has? Do you know how much more intriguing Jey Uso is as a character now, as opposed to just being Yeet Man? He has this like,
Oh
he
yeah,
has
he's so much
something
better.
about him. And he's just like, this is the Jey Uso that I fell in love with.
He has that aggressiveness about him.
Hazza, I'm with you, but I mean, Pong did pin him last week clean.
Oh no, I agree. 100% agree. I actually thought they were going to do Sheamus for some reason. I was thinking, whoa. Like, genuinely, I was thinking, whoa.
Dom v CM Punk would have been amazing.
Dom. Did you see Dom at the end?
Dom double champion. Yeah, well,
He got eliminated with the ref.
Triple champ Dom.
Dom, flipping heck, man. He's going to be world champion in the next 2-3 years.
he has
He's
to be.
amazing. He's
Money,
been
Very good.
Money in the Bank next year has to be done.
Just talking about Saturday night main events, they've announced just now Cody v Drew. Okay.
Oh.
If Drew loses this, boys.
He's cooked.
Oh my God.
this is just pointless though, because we know he's going to lose. They're not going to
Exactly.
change.
Unless Randy or fuck knows.
I think Randy will be involved in this match. I mean, I've said this since Palooza, but I think he will be.
A hot take though for the CM Punk and Jey Uso match, yeah. Hear me out, yeah. Gunther returns.
That's serious as match. He's not returning this match.
No, I think he might come back, man.
No. I don't think Gunther's the kind of character who returns and ruins wrestling matches like that. He'll just turn up one day and just be like, yo, I'm just going to fight you because I don't like you.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I thought there was a backstory there between them, but
yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I have zero clue what they've got planned for Survivor Series, but
Which is great. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, before you move on to Survivor Series, Carpe, really sorry. There's 2 really good matches that happened on Raw last night. And number one was a tag team match. Why didn't they just put the Judgment Day more often defending the tag team titles? I don't get it. The way they treat the tag titles.
2 title defenses
That was
in 113 days.
that's
Second
crazy,
defense
man.
in 4 months is mental. Is actually
And
You know
mental.
what it is? It's not like they've been injured. They've been on TV every week.
The thing is, right? We need a draft. We need something because the only tag teams on Raw are Viking Raiders, New Day, Judgment Day, and American Alpha.
There's
AJ
American Alpha,
Lee.
there's AJ Lee, and there's also Los Americanos, which is basically
Yeah.
New Catch
And then
Republic.
you've got SmackDown. You've got Street Profits. You've got Fraxium. You've got
DIY.
Wyatt 6.
DIY.
DIY.
You've got, I know Pretty Deadly are injured at the moment, but you've got
MCG.
Machine Guns.
there's so many. Yeah.
I think a draft is needed, real, but I don't know. I hope he does.
100%, bro.
You need it on the tag
Sorry,
team
there's 2 other
division.
matches I want to mention. So there was the Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch match, and Maxine's just been on like some crazy upward curve. Not gonna lie, she's been taking some
She's
next
cooking,
level
man.
heads. She's been amazing, and I really hope she takes a belt off Becky Lynch. But Becky Lynch has proven why she's the best of the 4 the best of the 4 horsewomen. I used to be really big on. I was really big on Charlotte Flair as the best. I really did. And she's still my favorite out of the 4. But Becky Lynch objectively is pretty much the best. I
She's
think
the goat, man. She's the goat.
she's the goat on the mic. The way that she did the backstage segment with Paul Heyman as well was crazy good.
Stephanie
And-
McKay, Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, that was a good watch as well. And then Nikki Bella decided to turn up, which you know, we all have our opinions on Nikki Bella. You know,
It was
there's
a very good watch.
Nikki Sauer.
Yeah, and finally, before we talk about Survivor Series, Dom Mysterio versus Rusev. Oh my god, you can't. You know what it is? It feels to me like Dom Mysterio is now becoming his own man, so much so that he's bigger than the Judgment Day now. He doesn't need them.
Yeah,
He's just him. He needs to fuck them off. Like
I
genuinely.
want Dom versus Sheamus.
Wow, it'll be
before we
amazing.
get Dom versus Cena.
When Dom won the belt at Mania, he got the amazing babyface pop here, and I thought they were gonna go down a
Oh
storyline
man,
where Balor eventually turns on him a few months down the line, and we get Dom as his big babyface. And we're in October now, and it's just the same thing. Just
But I
Triple
love
H.
it. I love it. Look how
I do,
inventive
but
they
I
are.
feel like he should have turned on him by now. It's been too long.
In Balor.
I'm not asked about the turn though, because I think Dom's such a naturally fantastic heel. Like
they're dragging it because of Liv. I think I can't
he's
lie.
getting the only reason he's
Yeah,
getting
they're waiting for
babyface
Liv.
reactions is the only reason he's getting babyface reactions is look who he's going against. He's going against Rusev, and Rusev. Yeah, people used to hate Rusev because he used to carry the Bulgarian flag around and like nationalism and shit.
When he bent the American flag.
Shout out
Yeah.
Lana.
Yeah, but he's getting babyface reactions for the shit he's doing. Like he had the bell hammer, and then he had the belt in the ring, and then low blowed Rusev, and he eliminated both Rusev and Penta in the battle royale. He got eliminated, but he entered straight back into the match. Like
Clever.
it's just I love this shit, and him as IC title's fantastic. But as Carpe has been saying pretty much since start of the year, Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That has to be the direction for him. But yeah, man, shout out Dom Mysterio. Talking of a guy I'd love to see Dom Mysterio go up against at WrestleMania 42 for the IC title, but reports are saying Chris Jericho to WWE is basically on. It's going to happen, and
You just made the list.
like a retirement tour sort of. What do you guys want to see from Chris Jericho in his final WWE run if it happens? It's basically going to happen, isn't it?
CM Punk, AJ
I
Styles.
don't want to see him wrestle.
Nah, he's going to wrestle, but
Man City.
I don't.
I
I
just
will
don't.
think-
Kevin Owens be back in time? I don't know.
It's not
It's-
Kevin Owens. Won't. I don't think Kevin Owens will come back. I think he's
Don't say
done.
that. Don't say
I
that.
find-
I think it don't sound great, does it?
I find
Been
it
almost a year now.
actually planning another retirement tour thing after what they've done with Cena. I'm sorry, I do not use retirement tour as a booking tool. It's awful. I don't want to see it again. After what they've done with Cena's final year, don't do it as like a thing where this is going to be his final year. He's going to have matches on this day. I don't like it. Don't do that.
Well,
Yeah,
they
it
said the same with
should
AJ
be.
Styles as well, innit? They said the same for AJ Styles. Which
No,
was
but
It
Styles
should
is
be a
going every week.
retirement
Styles is
tour.
going every week though. So.
It should be like a retirement tour, but it's not like built up. Like we know what it is, but it's
Yeah.
not like Chris Jericho is gonna be at these 12 dates and this, that, the
Yeah.
other. It shouldn't be like that. We know what it's
It's
gonna be
natural.
like, but yeah,
I think it limits you as well with what you can book and directions you can go with the stories. I'd rather they just don't announce that it's going to be. I know it's hard these days with the fucking internet and everything, but as long as the wrestlers themselves don't come out and say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to work these dates. This is my final year," I'd much prefer them to do something else, more creative.
If WWE have a brain, they'll look at this Cena run, this retirement, and learn from it, bro.
No.
Yes.
Because what
We'll
they
see.
did is blasphemy, bro.
But as I
the
said,
thing is, they're never gonna stop doing viral moments. That's the thing, though. Like they're always gonna want that viral moment, and
but I get
if
why
that takes away from some of the storylines, then
we're in
they'll
the
do it.
social media internet with TikTok and everything. That's basically what you got to do these days. But it is what it is. I mean, with Jericho, if he does come back, he's such a valuable asset. I wouldn't mind seeing him in like a manager role, a heel manager role. I reckon he can be really funny in that. Take a bunch of younger, and obviously not like AEW where he's putting himself in the spotlight. It won't happen in WWE, and it'll be much better in WWE. He'll actually be a manager, promote some of the younger talent. I think him and
Mello.
Dominic.
Yeah, gimme.
That could be good. That could be. But I'd like to see Jericho and Dominic in a little feud for the IC title. I reckon that would be fun.
I think it's obvious that he returns the Rumble by now. I think it's quite obvious in the Rumble.
We're all expecting it.
That pop is going to be unreal. Break the wall.
Break the wall down.
I can't wait.
With a little shiny jacket.
I mean, Danny, you mentioned it as well. AJ Styles basically come out and said at the end of his WWE deal he's going to retire. I think Samoa Joe has come out and said the same thing as well regarding his
Young Bucks too. They said they're thinking about it too. The Young Bucks.
All the wrestlers we grew up with are going to retire in the next few years. I'm telling you, all of them.
I'm ending myself off.
Is going to be Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Roman.
Is Del Rio retiring?
Jeff Hardy, retirement run, Jeff Hardy. Yeah.
So yeah,
When
man.
is
Nah,
Del
man.
Rio retiring, boys?
Jeff will always need money, man. They're always gonna wrestle, bro.
Yeah, Hardy Boys are mental, man.
I want Jeff versus Punk, man.
Nah, that's not gonna. But speaking of, before we wrap up, there's two things I want to talk about. Obviously, Headie's mentioned it quite a lot. AI in WWE. So reports have come out and said that Triple H is basically using AI to book storylines and they're getting rid of writers. What do you guys make of this?
Bro, this guy's a crook, man. Swear down, he's a crook.
The
But
report.
I blame Triple H because I think everyone's doing it now, bro. Everyone's using AI for everything, TV shows, films. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all just using AI these days. Saves them money, gets rid of.
Bro, he might as well hire me as a booker, man. He's using AI.
You'd have Del Rio back, and we don't want that, so we good.
But I don't know. I just find it hilarious, man. That
Also, I mean, it was Dave Meltzer who said this, right? I mean, you need to take it with a pinch of salt. I mean, I don't think they're booking their storylines by using AI, but I do think matches each week and segments each week could be, used by AI, which isn't a bad thing, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna test it out right now. Yeah,
everything's
I'm gonna go on ChatGPT.
everything. I mean, everyone and
What's the name?
everything is basically used by AI these days, so I don't think it's a bad thing. But I mean, if you actually chat GPT your storylines, that relax. That's the
I
big thing.
mean, if ChatGPT cooked up the Rhea, Io, and the Kabuki Warrior storyline, then I'm saying keep it going, man. That shit's cinema.
They do that because they probably have. They don't even use ChatGPT. They probably use some next advanced.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They probably just tell it
Some
to drop
premium shit.
100 different versions of events leading up to this, blah blah blah, and just pick the best one. Well,
Do you reckon they're on ChatGPT Premium, or do they have or they a contract clause because they're cheap bastards?
They got their own.
TKO don't have the money for ChatGPT Premium.
But yeah. Speaking of something a change that we all actually want to see. Apparently, Def Rebel's contract is up soon, and the rest of themselves have about their theme songs.
Music's haram anyway.
But nah, yeah, get rid of Def Rebel, absolute terrorists, man.
You know, the funny thing is they're called Def Rebel. Like I go deaf listening to their shit, bro. Like,
they literally only have one good theme song, and that's the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, the original one.
I think the Blue Line in general copy. I think they've cooked away the Blue Line.
Right, Danny. Yeah,
the Blake Monroe's one.
I've asked
Jimmy
ChatGPT
and Jay's have been Jimmy and Jay's
Solos as well. I think Solos has got really good theme songs as well.
Blake's one's good, to be fair. I will say that Blake's one's pretty good.
Yo,
Yeah,
Danny,
but I mean-
I've asked ChatGPT to make me a script. I'm gonna send it you.
Yeah, I mean they already gave back Nakamura's Street Profits. I hope they bring back Sheamus's, Drew's. It'll be good to see.
I like the Street Profits' newer one.
Nah,
They got rid of it again.
Yeah, the old one was legendary. It's amazing.
I heard it last week and I was like,
Do you think they'll find another producer, or do you think they'll start going to individual artists?
I think that's what they said, Carpe. They'll go into individual artists.
That could be interesting, but I don't mind the producer because they've had Jim Johnson. Obviously, he's the GOAT, but even the one before Def Rebel, they were all right. Was it CFO?
Oh yeah, they were really good.
CFO pretty good, yeah. But they made more bangers than they did shits.
Yeah, Def Rebel's been the opposite. It's just been shit after shit after shit. But hey,
they'll go the individual route for sure, because then that just goes for that just leads to more live show, live performances, and it just makes them more money. So
Right,
more branding deals and
Danny,
everything.
display this year. We'll come back and look at this after Saturday night main event here, and see if it's accurate.
But yeah, I agree with you guys.
Send it,
Especially in the TKO era, I can see them going to rappers and TikTok artists and stuff. They just want to be as mainstream as possible, innit? So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a good. I know everyone's getting salivating at it. Oh yeah, we're gonna have the rappers doing theme songs. I think it's a horrendous idea. I can't lie. I don't think.
One of my favorite songs to listen to, on my commute to university, is Christian's theme tune, and it's just
if you close your eyes,
we're taking it off.
Yeah.
What version though? What version?
Female version.
I like the male version.
No.
See, I like the male version.
The male version's better.
They're both good.
Yeah, I
A
prefer the
female
male
version.
version.
It sounds like it's been recorded on a toaster, bro.
Just enjoy them both, man. But do you know, bro, Rock is
That's true.
like not the Rock. The Rock's theme tune's goated as well. But just like Rock generally for WWE is just
Rock
like
and roll,
perfect.
bro. Rock and
Shout out
roll.
The
It's
Rock.
nice, man.
Now we have fucking Cardi B doing the SummerSlam theme and shit.
Watch. This is literally what's gonna happen. You're gonna come back to this.
No. It's gonna happen.
What?
By the
If
way,
this happens,
Wait,
Drew-
a mid-air Claymore kind of slaps. I can't lie. I'll be real.
Drew is not winning, by the way. No chance Drew is winning. I'm telling you guys right now, he's not winning. Cody is retaining.
I'm
100%.
convinced Drew's contract is just him doing humiliation rituals. Literally, I don't.
Bro, do you not think something happens where like they not protect Drew, but like because this is getting like the cut chair is right there, and Drew's always sitting in it.
Wait, do you know what it is? Isn't Drew McIntyre? I mean, he's filmed. I think he's been cast in that Highlander reboot thing.
Oh yeah, that Scottish movie. Yeah.
Shooting that soon, so maybe they're just trying to bury him as much as they
Any
can.
chance Randy does shit, or is it a bit too early for him to come back?
I was gonna say if
fuck
Randy
shit
did
up?
interfere, I'd like him to cost Cody, not help Cody. You get me?
Yeah, but Drew's not gonna win, man. That's the
So
thing.
exactly, that's the whole point in it, bro. Since last year's feud with Punk, right? He's faced Damian Priest. He's been with Logan Paul. Went into the SummerSlam tag match, and since then he's just been doing nothing, man.
They like teased him going for the US title, and I was like, oh, that sounds good. I like that. Drew as a US champion. I like that.
He did have
And then,
the fatal 4-way backlash for it. with
yeah,
Jake
he had like a little match with like Jacob and like
Priest
a few
away.
contender matches, but
Actually, they could have Jacob Fatu come and cost Drew or
I
something.
think he's out for a bit. Yeah.
Depends.
I kind of wish they did more with that with Drew and stuff.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah,
before we close the show, there's two things we should mention. Number one, where the hell is AJ Lee?
Oh yeah, she just disappeared.
Where is AJ Lee?
She disappeared. bro.
She's got a book tour, bro.
Number
Listen,
two,
listen. We have
Survivor Series.
Hazza. We have AJ Lee on TV with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. That can be the new tag name, AJ Lee.
Oh, I'm just gonna laugh because you're hosting, so I don't want you cutting my voice out. So,
War Games is. I'm bashed, Because at first, I thought we were gonna get like the fucking Avengers versus like the Vision, right? With like maybe Drew and Brock added, and then I feel like for some weird reason I thought it was gonna be Wyatt 6 versus MFT because of last week, and then now I'm like, bro, what the fuck are they gonna do?
I feel like
I'm so baffed.
the plan.
War Games match this year will be the women.
The plan was definitely to do the Vision against Roman, Punk, Jay, and 2 other baby faces.
Like Cena maybe, and like
yeah. I feel like that was definitely the plan. But with this Seth injury, I'm not sure if they still do War Games with only 2 members right now.
No, I think what they should do is, and I think it's the right move, is the MFTs versus the White 6. I think you should give them the platform to be like, okay, even mid carders can make it to this stage of War Games, and you can kind of place more emphasis on title matches then, because what you do is, let's say if you put CM Punk, Seth Rollins, if that was the plan, CM Punk, Seth Rollins in that major pay-per-view, you don't get any titles defended and it just becomes like a blood feud. I still want to see world titles defended, and I think we will get that at Survivor Series. I think we'll get Punk versus Knight at Survivor Series. I think we'll have Rhodes versus someone at Survivor Series.
As the main event has of Survivor Series, Punk v Knight. Really?
That.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think the main event for that event should be a women's War Games match, because
it'll probably be Team Rhea and Io versus Kabuki's team probably.
I'm telling you right now, they're not gonna have the women's main event, right? And they're having Cody v Drew starting the main event, so that won't be a Survivor Series anyways. I don't think Punk v Knight's gonna main event Survivor Series.
It's not gonna main event. I'm saying it should be the women's, because otherwise, respectfully, I'm not watching MFT versus. Well, a lot of people won't want to watch Team Rio. I don't know. Some people don't like women's wrestling. And that's fair. Whatever suits whatever you fancy. But I just don't see the direction they'll take to Survivor Series unless you do like a Team Cena versus Team Brock. Like you don't get anywhere else otherwise.
I think Seth's injury has just fucked everything up, to be honest. I think Survivor Series is looking shit. I mean, they haven't announced anything, but I don't have high hopes for it. But
Cena's due for the card though, so maybe something happens there.
Cena be Dominic Mysterio right there. Do that as well series.
Yeah.
For
But they're
that
not going
series.
to. Is Cena going to make any appearances before Survivor Series?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got 2 Raw appearances before then.
Fair enough.
He's got MSG and Boston and then Survivor Series and then his last appearance. So listen, build up to that Dom Mysterio match for Survivor Series.
But I've been asking for Dom Cena since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I want that Grand Slam, man.
Would you guys have Cena actually win that and go into that Grand Slam and then just to lose to Gunther? Would you guys and have Gunther as champion?
I don't hate it. I just want to see Cena Grand Slam, man. I can't lie.
I wouldn't mind. We'll see what they do. But I think it does more if Dom wins. Getting a win over Cena would be amazing for him. But we'll see what happens with Survivor Series and Saturday night's main event. But yeah, we've pretty much covered everything we wanted to cover today. We'll see you guys next week then for another episode of Kayfabe and Out. Thank you to all my guests today, and yeah, see you guys for the next one.
Catch you guys soon.